Sin pelos en la lengua. This is a Spanish phrase I often use to describe my mom. It translates to hairless tongue. I know it doesn't make any sense, but what this really means is that she's someone who tells it like it is, someone who does not sugarcoat anything. And this might be one of the reasons why I kept a secret from her for 8 years. Have you ever kept a secret for that long? Are you keeping one now? It could be financial troubles, it could be a medical diagnosis, or simply something you feel ashamed about. My relationship with my mom is a little bit unusual. We've never had the typical mother-daughter relationship. I was mainly raised by my grandmother and would only see my mom on weekends or special occasions. And I remember us spending the few hours that we got together trying to create great memories full of fun and laughter. I saw her more as a friend than an authority figure. At the age of 14, our geographical distance got bigger when I moved to North America to live with my dad. And despite the distance, my mom and I tried to maintain a relationship by calling each other on weekends. Actually, to this day, this is still the case. I live here in Canada, and my mom lives in Spain. And it is through these phone calls that I try to keep her up to date to whatever is going on in my life. I tell her about my struggles, my achievements, my boyfriends, my friends, pretty much everything I feel is relevant for her to know as I'm getting older. Well, everything except for one thing. At the age of 26, I was faced with something that really impacted my life. I was diagnosed with genital herpes. And as you may or may not know, this is a very common, uncurable, but manageable virus that has a lot of stigma attached to it. And because of this, I felt very ashamed to talk to my mom about it. I mean, tell my mom with her hairless tongue? What would she say? How will her perception of me, her youngest, can-do, no-run daughter change if she found out about my diagnosis? I just couldn't risk being seen as a disappointment in my mother's eyes. So I decided to keep that from her and everyone else around me for that matter. I figured it was easier for me to deal with the whole thing on my own than to reach out for help, no matter how much I was hurting. As time went by, my secret started consuming my life. It started affecting me mentally and emotionally to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. So I slowly started sharing what I was going through with friends and family, and eventually decided to share my story on social media. Not only as a way for me to continue my healing process, but also as a way for me to help and inspire others who were suffering with this virus just like I was. Yet, I never told my mom. I didn't think it was necessary. After all, I was starting to feel better. And I didn't think she would find out even if I posted it on social media, because everything I posted was in English, and my mom only speaks Spanish. So I never mentioned anything. A couple of days after making my story public, I get a phone call on a Tuesday morning from my mom, which really took me by surprise. I could hear in her voice that she was trying to hold back her tears. She said, "Are you okay? I saw what you posted on social media, and it really hurts me to know that you were struggling on your own for so long. It hurts me to know that you didn't feel comfortable enough to talk to me about it. I want you to know that no matter what you do, no matter what happens to you, you are my daughter, and I will never judge you. I want you to know that no matter the distance, I'm always here for you." As my mom was saying all of this, a couple of things came to my mind. One, even though she didn't speak any English, she sure knew how to push the translate button. And two, it made me think about all those times where I felt completely alone, especially after my diagnosis. I felt that there was no one that I could talk to who will understand what I was going through. The reality was that it was my own fear of judgment, my own fear of rejection that were keeping me blinded from seeing all the people in my life that were just there waiting for me to reach out. If it wasn't because my mom decided to push that translate button, I don't think I would have told her about my diagnosis. So that button meant more than her just finding out about what I was going through. It meant freeing myself from my fear of her judgment. That button translated to a deeper and more trusting relationship with my mom. Sin pelos en la lengua, just like my mom would, I'm going to say it like it is. What if that secret that you're keeping translated to support and closer relationships with your parents, your family, your friends, if you shared it? In those moments when you feel completely alone, when you feel like there's no one who you can talk to who would at least listen without any judgment, take a look around again, because there's always someone there just waiting for you to speak up and reach out. You're not alone.